such a badass. The only chance you have no chance. If you had a chance, you need to run lickety split. But you can't run because you're the badass. Well, Ric Flair, you know what? I'm not a normal looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the dens of line. It's a privilege and an honor to walk out with Ole Anderson, Lex Luger, and the Army tomorrow night.
I am not a happy camper. What is Bully Ray's motivation? You know I know he loves sugar. But I check my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal. I'm the man.
Booking a match for the total package Lex Luger and Super Brawl? Super Saturday? What is it? I don't even know what it's called. What is it called?
Super Brawl Saturday.
Super Brawl Saturday?
You don't lose faith in winners. And Ric Flair, day in and day out, every day of his life, just keeps winning and winning and winning.
Ric Flair! New York City, Ric Flair! You're gonna find out what hard is all about! I do exactly what I want to do. You say I'm insane. I say thank you very much.
Make a good lucha fan.
I hate God!
Hit the deck! Yes! We love you, Scott Steiner!
Today, woo, I've got the style and profile like never before. You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
Explains how I feel right there. I feel like I'm on the third day of a 7-day binge. I'm not sure what of, but goddammit, that's how I feel. What is going on, everybody? Wednesday night here. It is Dirt Sheet Dudes. Appreciate y'all showing up, chat room. Appreciate everybody going to download this later. And I am Boxman. Thank you for joining us once again. And of course, across from me, he's smart. He's a mark. He is Smark Wahlberg. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Not much. Sounds like you are once again doing the show from the hotel bathroom.
Yeah, some things that happened. But I will say that there's a lot of dedication that goes into actually being here tonight at least. So not the best of terms, not the best of circumstances, and probably not going to be the best quality of audio. But what else is new when it comes to me? I'm just glad to be here.
I will see what I can get rid of in post, as they say. So we'll work that out later, man. I ain't worried about it. But yeah, we got a few things to get into tonight. We got the last night of the draft that happened on Monday. We got AEW. I got a couple little news stories. Honestly, I've got like, let's see here, 1, 2, 3 little things to talk about. And that's going to be it. And not going to go match by match. I've got notes on Raw. But we'll get into the draft pretty much. That was really the bulk of Raw, besides a few other little things. But I think that was pretty much the bulk of Raw was the draft. What about you?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I am looking for something to play as we knock out these plugs right here. Let's see. A little Shane McMahon. What the hell? Oh, here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money. All right. Of course, you guys want to definitely start by checking out the high marks. That's Cheeseman. That's Mojo. That's G-Wiz. You guys want to be checking them out. Mixler.com/MetalMit Network. 2 T's in network. Check those guys out Sunday nights. And I think Cheeseman started doing his own little thing here and there. So definitely go ahead and just jump on Mixler, sign up for that channel, subscribe to it, and you'll get notifications. And, of course, Bobby F. and Bobby Blades, the Inhuman Experience. Find them on Apple Podcasts. Anywhere else you find the usual podcasts, wherever they may be, you can find them. And, of course, Unscripted Wrestling Podcast. Find them on Blog Talk Radio Sunday nights. I think they're on Fridays. They're on a ton. Just definitely follow them on Blog Talk. And, of course, if you want to check out some wonderful movie reviews, I want you to check out Stephen Milan at Letterboxd, BOXD.com/Stephen Milan, double those L's in Milan. And, of course, I want you to subscribe, rate, review all the shows I mentioned. And, of course, us. We're at Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeart, Spotify, Google, Player FM, TuneIn, anywhere else. Go ahead.
All right. Well, actually, as you alluded to, Cheese does have a new show. It's also on the Metal Mitt Podcast Network, as you mentioned. Cheese on Sports, Mondays at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern.
There you
So
go.
it's a little bonus plug. In addition to, of course, it is time to talk about our friends at the Planet Raconteur Podcast. It is a Planet Raconteur Podcast. What do you have on there? Well, gosh darn it, I will tell you. You have Bobby Anthem, strongest voice in podcasting. You have Papa Davison's here, and you got Yuck Nasty as well. It is a trio to be sure. So go ahead and check them out wherever you get your ding dang gosh darn podcast.
There you go. Yeah, that voice on Bobby Anthem, man. It's either want to fuck or watch porno. I don't know, but that's the you just don't know what to do when you hear it. It's just amazing. It's just goddamn amazing. But you definitely want to
potent pronunciations.
Yes, there you go. You definitely want to check out all those shows that we mentioned. And there you go. Plugs are done. I don't even have jingle pulled up to make sound effects, but oh, look, there it is. I got it now. There it is. So, all right. So that means we are ready to start the show.
Ding, ding.
Oh, Apollo knows when it's time. Always knows when. There you go. So let's do this, man. Let's go ahead and start with the draft. I think that's what we decided to go ahead and do. Start with the draft here. Stephanie once again hosting the draft. You know, Stephanie's got to do it. She's just has to. You think they should have done the war rooms with just the robots? Because robots can't get COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they should have just done it with robots.
Well, I mean, you just said that they had Stephanie. That's about as close as a living robot as you can get.
Nah, I mean, if Cena was out there with her, I could see it, but But all right, I guess let's go ahead with the first picks that she did. The first 5. Obviously, there were 3 for Raw, 2 for SmackDown. Seems to be that way every year. I don't know, but anyway, let's see. We have the Fiend heading over to Raw, heading over to Raw. We've got Bayley staying on SmackDown, Randy Orton staying on Raw, the Street Profits going to SmackDown, and Charlotte going to Raw, or staying on Raw. She was on Raw before, right? Yeah, right? Yeah, right? I can't remember.
I think she was, yeah.
I think she was. So, basically right there, you've got the Fiend is the move, and the Street Profits are the move. Everyone else just kind of stays the same. The next picks were Braun Strowman staying on Raw, Daniel Bryan staying on SmackDown, Matt Riddle staying on Raw, Kevin Owens staying on SmackDown, and Jeff Hardy was the one move there going to Raw. I really don't have a problem with that. Kind of like Jeff Hardy on Raw. I don't know why. Makes sense to me. By you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, we saw a bunch of teams Friday get split up. Not a bunch. 2, really, was what it was. Get split up. And then they take Retribution in one whole sweep, staying on Raw, because that's where they're going to be. Did that confuse you at all, or was it just me? I'm like, they're breaking up groups left and right, but they take Cesaro and Nakamura together. What the fuck are there rules?
That's what I was complaining about the other day. Was it just arbitrary of, we'll take an entire group here, but we'll split that group up. We'll take these members and leave that member out. And you were talking about Retribution. They only took like 4 of them. I guess they didn't end up taking, like, Mercedes Martinez was involved in that, and I guess they didn't draft her because she wasn't on the draft graphic.
Rumor going around is that she's just going to go back to NXT and be Mercedes Martinez again. That's kind of the rumor going around, is she's not going to be in Retribution anymore. So, grain of salt. I don't know where that came from. I remember reading it, but I don't remember where I read it from, which website I read it from. So we'll see, I guess. We'll see. But that's the scuttlebutt.
The old scuttlebutt.
That is the scuttlebutt about her. So we will see. We will see. All right. Let's see. So, yeah, Retribution there. Lars Sullivan going to SmackDown. I don't know if anyone cares, but there you go. Keith Lee staying on Raw. Corbin, I will not call him King. I'm sorry. I just can't do that. Corbin staying on SmackDown, and Alexa following the Fiend over to Raw. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad at all. I like those picks. And then after that, we got Elias going to Raw. Forgot Elias was back. He came back and hit Jeff Hardy. They basically null and void this storyline that Jeff Hardy didn't do it. He didn't do it. Now he did it. He didn't run.
Well,
no, go ahead.
Yeah, it's hard to make sense of it because they had the interview with him and the Elias, and one of the backstage interviewers, they're interchangeable to me, so I never remember what their names are. But she basically brought up the fact that the actual assailant, as it were, is still at large, was what it was. They ended up deciding on that's what happened with the storyline, because originally it was supposed to be Hardy, but then they changed it to Sheamus framed Hardy, and then it became, I guess now it's just a random assailant. But he decided that he was still just wants to attack Jeff Hardy anyway, so we'll see.
All right, so Elias is out there spreading fake news, and that's fine. That's fine. We've got SmackDown. We got Sami Zayn going to SmackDown, which made sense when they announced Cesaro. And I got a little poor connection here with Smark. He'll be back in a minute here. I'm going to keep talking. Which made sense when they brought over Cesaro and Nakamura. Lacey Evans going to Raw, and we've got Sheamus going to Raw. Yeah, I know. Fucking crickets. I know. I get it. We have Nikki Cross moving over to Raw, following Alexa Bliss. Dolph and Robert Roode staying on SmackDown. I believe they were on SmackDown already. Raw is keeping R-Truth. Apollo Crews going to SmackDown, and Raw picks up Dabba-Kato. I actually think that's a good pickup. I think that's a much better place for him to be than SmackDown. I mean, the guy's a friggin' giant mammoth of a goddamn man. So, yeah. I mean, there's a few people over there he can definitely work with. I could see him, obviously, I believe Braun staying over there. Even The Fiend, I could see him working with The Fiend and a few people over there. So, I could see a few things that he could do over there. So, it'll be interesting. Definitely interesting to see what happens with Dabba-Kato, how they're going to work him, how they're going to put him out there. And it seems like Raw Underground is no more. Not quite sure what to think about that. Raw Underground just going away out of nowhere, but I don't know. It just looks like they pulled the plug on it to me, unless they're just doing it for the draft purposes and it's going to come back. But I don't know, Smark. You think it's going to come back or you think it's done?
We're talking about Raw Underground?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I gotta get disconnected there for a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They said it seemed like the plan was that they were supposed to bring it back. But it's been, like 3 or 4 weeks now, and it hasn't been anything? Because I forget what they did, what they changed it up with the first time when they didn't do it. But there was a reason why they didn't do it the first show, and then they just seemingly never brought it back. So it's hard to say. I would hope that they would bring it back.
I would hope it was actually a nice little break at that, in that last hour. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought they were doing good with it at the time. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see if they bring it back. I guess next week will be a telltale sign since the draft is over. So that was I was talking about Dabba-Kato, which is how I brought that up, Smark. But Titus O'Neil drafted to Raw. Carmella, SmackDown. Peyton Royce on Raw, Aleister Black to SmackDown, and Tozawa was the last pick for the draft. There's still some people not drafted. Let me see if I can get that list real quick here. In pools, but not selected, on the undrafted is Andrade and Mickie James. And there were some that weren't in the draft pool at all. Becky Lynch, Jimmy Uso, Ivar, Sonya Deville, Edge, Jinder Mahal, Samoa Joe, Mojo Rawley, the Forgotten Sons, Bo Dallas, Big Show, John Cena, Bill Goldberg, Ronda Rousey, The Undertaker. Those are all not even in the draft pool at all. But there you go. So that's it. So after all that, Smark, let's go ahead and run down the men that are going to be on Raw real quick. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, we got Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, R-Truth, AJ Styles, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Braun Strowman, Matt Riddle, Jeff Hardy, Keith Lee, Ricochet, Elias, Sheamus, Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, Drew Gulak, Tucker, Dabba-Kato, Titus O'Neil, Akira Tozawa, Riddick Moss, Arturo Huas, and Eric. I didn't see Arturo get picked, but dude, these guys are all going to Raw, so this kind of makes me think the Underground is over, and they're going to move these guys main roster. Interesting. I think a couple of the interesting pickups are Arturo Huas. I did not realize he was a wrestler. I thought he was an MMA guy. Titus O'Neil, not really around much,
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's more just there for publicity at this point.
Well, they even said he's a great ambassador for WWE inside and outside the ring.
Right.
So, and I agree with that. He is. He's an incredible, I've said those words exactly. He is an incredible ambassador for that company. He's very, 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 he's personable. He's a likable guy. He's got great charisma. He just doesn't wrestle well in the ring. I'm sorry. That's my only thing. That's it. But I think otherwise he seems like a great guy, which is why I think they have him out there doing what he does. And I think he honestly, seriously, wholeheartedly enjoys going out there and being that ambassador, doing things and all the charities and stuff like that. He kind of feels like he's giving back,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we talk about that all the time. It's like if he was actually good at the wrestling element of wrestling, he'd be like world champion 2 or 3 times over at this point. Because, I mean, he's got a great personality. He's got a great look. He's, front and center at all the sort of charitable causes, public outreach, that kind of thing. He's done a lot. He's given a lot back. He's a real good figure for them. He's a very classy individual. You don't really have to worry about him sending anything lewd or explicit to other people, which I guess we'll get into shortly. But yeah, you can always depend on him. But it's just unfortunately one of the most important elements he just doesn't have down pat. But he seems like a really good dude.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, a great guy for that company to have, just around to do what he does, man. That's fucking great. But those are really the only standouts on there that really caught my eye. We got women on Raw. We've got Asuka, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, and Lana. Lana, who won the match, the Battle Royal with the women, and will be challenging Asuka for the title.
After losing the tag team match like an hour before and being put through a table 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, really, really not great. You have to keep that mic near your mouth. It's even more echoey when it's far away. Just a quick one there for you there. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But Lana will be facing Asuka. I find that a little comical. So there you go, right there with that. Men's tag teams or factions. We have the New Day, which is actually just a tag team right now without Big E. The plan, obviously, is to give Big E a new push, is from what I'm reading one more time. I can't remember where I read that, but I did read that today. We've got the New Day, the Hurt Business, the Miz and Morrison, Retribution, and Lucha House Party. Are the Miz and Morrison now just game show hosts? Is that what they are at this point? Game show hosts?
Seems like it.
I mean, what they did the other night with Mandy and Dana was like scripted awfulness, garbage.
It has been for weeks, if not months, with them, and that's the sad part, because they're entertaining. Like, they've proven time and time again that they're good talkers. They can be funny when they want to be, when they're given agency to do it on their own. It's just when you give them the scripts, whoever's writing for them is doing a fucking terrible job.
Absolutely awful. I really, really did not like it. I thought this was the worst that I've ever seen from that little group right there. I don't know. It was just really not good to me. It was so hokey, so forced, like forced funny. And I just did not like it. Mandy and Dana looking sexy as hell, though. Both of them looking really, really, really sexy, coming down to that ring. The women's tag teams, we've only got 2. We've got Shayna and Nia, and Mandy and Dana Brooke right now. That's it on Raw. That is it on Raw right there. Man, Smark's having a rough time tonight. Let's go ahead and go to SmackDown. Men, we have 15. Wow, we have 22 men on the Raw roster, 15 on the SmackDown. That makes sense. We have one extra hour for Raw there. So that does make a little bit of sense there. Men on the SmackDown roster, we've got Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, Big E, Aleister Black, Apollo Crews, Otis, Murphy, Kalisto, Lars Sullivan, Corbin, and Shorty G, all going over to SmackDown. I gotta tell you, that's a fucking roster right there. Roman Reigns, who's doing fucking amazing right now. Sami Zayn, don't know how many times we put that guy over. Seth Rollins, I'm not enamored with what he's doing, but I can admit that it's damn good shit that he's doing right now. Daniel Bryan, come on. Kevin Owens, I mean, what else are you going to say? Jey Uso, Big E, again, he's supposed to be getting a huge push. And I've got no issues with that. Once again, I think he is 100% championship material, Big E. Again, every box is checked when it comes to that guy right there. I mean, he's a big guy, number one, Big E. Personality, just, you don't have to worry about him going too crazy. He'll get a little nutty sometimes, but not that bad. I just think, and great in the ring, great at keeping character when he needs to. Just every box is a check with me for Big E. Aleister Black, Apollo Crews, Otis, Murphy, nice. Kalisto, well, he's in the intro now. Lars Sullivan, I haven't seen much from him. Didn't see much of him on NXT, so I'm kind of iffy on that one. And Corbin and Shorty G, nice little, nice rounded out roster there, I think, for SmackDown, actually. The women, we've got Bayley, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Carmella, Natalya, Billie Kay, Tamina, and Zelina Vega. So we do have Billy Kay and Peyton Royce on completely different shows. Finally, they have actually split them up, which is good because it was getting a little weird with them just kind of being like always just around each other and still friends and out there for each other's matches. And it was like, y'all broke up. She made you get your ass kicked, remember? On Raw Underground? I was there. I saw that. Anyway, men's tag teams over there on SmackDown are going to be the Street Profits. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, Rey and Dominic Mysterio, and then women's tag teams right now, only one. The Riot Squad going over to SmackDown. So there you go. That pretty much rounds out the whole draft right there. Not many wow picks happened. Not many at all. Kind of I don't want to say lackluster. There were a few good things. Like I said, I mean, we got Dabba-Kato coming over to Raw, which I'm interested in. Arturo Huas coming over. Riddick Moss, who last week we said he was working with a torn ACL, so I don't know if he's going to be right to the main roster or if he's got healing to do. I mean, those are really I'm looking through the roster to see any really, wow, but no, none really. But when you look at the two men's rosters, pretty stacked for both shows. I mean, with AJ Styles and, Matt Riddle coming over, Keith Lee, Rick, a lot of good ones on both shows, but I think it's going to be a nice little kind of mixture of both on each show. So we'll definitely get that going on right there. I guess I'll continue a little bit with Raw. So hopefully Smark comes back and he can jump in on this. With the tag teams going to the SmackDown tag champs went to Raw. The Raw SmackDown champs went to SmackDown. I have never seen, in chat room you can join in on this, I don't know if I've ever seen laziness as much as I saw with what happened on Monday night, where they just switch titles. They just hand each other the titles. That's it. I mean, what, did a 5-year-old write this? Did Nicholas write this? I mean, I know he's not 5, but did Nicholas write this shit? How fucking simple is it to do something else? I mean, really lazy way to do this. And yes, like Antok, yeah, and they officially count as title reigns. Come on. I'd rather them vacate both titles and let's have something to get these things fucking moving. Let's do something like that. Let's just vacate these fucking titles. If you really want to do something interesting, no, why do that? Why I'm not even great about it. I'm not even like this big tournament guy, but have a tournament. Have 2 tournaments. Anything. But just fucking hand each other the titles like you're fucking, like you're bartering on the fucking street. Oh, okay. So that, Antox is saying now that means New Day is 10-time tag champions overall, beating the Dudley Boys. And that's how they do it right there. They just switch titles hand to hand. Like they're exchanging cash, like they're handing each other change. Okay, here's a $10 bill. Look, here, you got a 5 and 5 ones? All right, here. That'll work. I don't get it. I do not get it. For a company that can really do even something stupid, I think would have been better than doing what they did. I'm sitting there watching. I had seen it. I had seen a picture of it, and I'm like, that had to come off different than the picture. It had to come off a little different than that. It had to. So I'm sitting there, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, nope. Came off just as stupid as it looks. Just as stupid as it fucking looks. So there we go. It was just ridiculous to me. I'm sorry. I don't know if... I don't know. The chat room doesn't seem to really care for it. either, so that's good right there. Let's see, now that I've ranted on that for a minute there, I just thought it was, like I said, ridiculous, stupid, and lazy shit. I mean, all right, I'll keep going. I mean, we're in the middle of, there's not a lot going on, but still people are staying home doing this. And then you can't just, you can't give us some good TV and say, okay, titles are vacated since you guys are switching shows. Why not? Why not? I mean, really, we're in the middle of fucking the, coronavirus era here, and you can't just give us a little bit of good television? All right, whatever. Thanks, WWE. Appreciate the fucking laziness. That shows where we're at. I did like the thing with Zelina and Andrade that they did with after the match that Andrade and Angel Garza had, which was a good match, of course. After the match, though, Alexa and Bray came out, and you had Alexa grabbing Zelina in the to position her for the Sister Abigail, Bray grabbing Andrade, and they both got hit. So I know she said she was done, but I believe they're going to keep those two together and let Angel go on his way and see what he can do on his own. I think that'll be a good idea. To let him do that, and I think it'll be a good idea to put Zelina and Andrade back together, even if just for a little while. I think that's a better idea, so I guess we'll see how they do that, but I really thought that was a cool little thing, and, Bray and Alexa just staring each other down. I wasn't sure if she was going to do something weird. I don't know. It's just an odd little pairing right there, but definitely curious to see what happens with it. And I think what the best part of the show might have been for me, I don't know about you guys, and this is the last thing I've got on Raw, unless you guys want to bring something up that I forgot, was Ricochet. When he did at the end to end the match with the Hurt Business. Story was he had gone to the Hurt Business. Hey, you guys, doesn't profit you to be picking on me the whole time. Kind of what he said. Coming after me is what he said. Doesn't profit you guys, and it's not good for me. It's not good for me. It's not good for you. So I win. Y'all leave me alone. I lose. I join the Hurt Business. And of course, Cedric Alexander jumped in to take the match. And to end the match, Ricochet was getting beat down pretty much. But to end the match, MVP threw in a chair. Ricochet stops it. Picks it up, sees the ref getting up from a bump the ref had just taken, slaps the chair on the ground, throws the chair to Cedric, takes a bump, wins the match by disqualification. Eddie Guerrero tribute, obviously. I've said before, Eddie's one of the guys that when he passed, I did shed a tear. I did. I definitely cried for Eddie. That was one. I really liked him. He was a very, very, very good talent, as everyone knows. And Ricochet actually tweeted about it. He said, "It's no secret that Eddie Guerrero was an inspiration to me and so many before and after me. So it was an honor to be able to pay homage to an all-time great. Hashtag thank you, Eddie." Good post. Good post. Nice little move. I mean, even when Sasha does it, I like it. I just like seeing people do that move one more time. Anything to bring me back to see a little bit of Eddie in the ring, I definitely have no issue with. I don't know. It was just cool to see, and he played it well. He put his hand over his forehead and just fell back like, oh, good Lord. Okay, it just kind of fell down like an old Southern Belle lady would have. I just thought it was pretty fucking good to watch. And like I said, anytime I can see any glimmer of Eddie Guerrero in the ring, I have no problems with it at all. And like I said, that's really all I've got there on Raw. I got nothing else on Raw, unless the chat room has something that I missed. You guys could mention it real quick while I'm moving over to AEW here, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I don't know if Smark's coming back at all. But I guess we'll see. I don't know if maybe the internet ran out or what. But I'm going to keep talking. I ain't stopping. You know what? Before I move on from, I guess, WWE talk, which I'll get back into a little later, John Cena and Shay, oh God, this last name is hard, Shariatzadeh. I apologize for butchering her name. Maybe someone else can. Shay S. John Cena's. We had been hearing they were engaged. Looks like Monday they got married. That's what I'm seeing here. Looks like people have confirmed it with a couple sources close to Cena that the couple got married Monday in Tampa after months of rumors that they were engaged. So good for them, man. I know a lot of people right now are kind of like, oh, I bet Nikki Bella's pissed, blah, blah, blah. Listen, Nikki's got a kid right now. She's got a little baby she's looking after. Very happy for her. So why don't we just leave her out of it? She's got her thing. He's got his thing now. He's married. She's probably going to get married to this guy. I mean, she's got a kid with him. So who really cares? Honestly. The guy's happy, obviously. I mean, Cena had said he would never get married and never have kids. Or get married again. I know he was married first. But I mean, we've talked about it 1,000 times right here on this show. So I don't know. I just, listen, if they're happy, they're happy. Who gives a shit? Let's not sit here and make it a shit on Nikki or a shit on Cena. Let them be fucking happy. I see no problems with it. So congratulations, Mr. Cena and Shay. Let's just stick with Shay. I like that. That's a hard last name to say. If I can tell you that right there. Go ahead. You try to say it. And that's all I've got for WWE right now. Let's get into some AEW. Why don't we do that? We'll see if Smark comes on back. This may be a shorter show than you guys think, because I don't have much more after this. AEW Dynamite tonight was the 1-year anniversary show. And I guess it was a very good show. It was just kind of didn't seem like a 1-year anniversary show. I'll put it that way. It really didn't. But it was not a bad show. I will say I did miss a lot of the first match. I was actually going through some news for the show tonight because I've had a insane week. I am not even going to attempt to tell you guys what has been going on. It's kind of a personal thing, work thing. But I've had a very, very long, grueling last few days. So I was going through news, so I didn't get a lot of the first match. I know it was Best Friends versus FTR, I believe. And I didn't see too much of it, but I apologize for that. But where I did come back in, it was Miro out there. Miro's still looking like he's trying to find his feet a little bit, if you will. Looked better this week, but still seems like he's kind of trying to find some ground, find some, kind of like being on a boat, trying to find his sea legs in AEW, if you will. I mean, when he put that, the game over move, I guess he's calling it now, on that guy, he didn't even lock it in, and the guy had already started tapping, and then he locks it in. It's like, I think Miro needs to slow down, but I do like that he's kind of coming out there like a goddamn powerhouse now, which is how he originally came out in WWE. He came out as the Bulgarian brute, and he was out there killing motherfuckers. Then they wanted him to have a personality because you're on Total Divas, so you gotta yuck it up a little bit for us. So go out there and do that. Have fun, laugh it up for us. And then they were like, well, like we talked about a few weeks ago. Vince thought they were mocking him when they were chanting, Rusev Day, mocking him. So they moved him back again. It's just, I don't know. They brought him out as a killer. He should have stayed a fucking killer. And I mean, look, it's not like when Brodus Clay came out and they were showing these, vignettes of him being a fucking murderer. And then he comes out to, what we saw, the Funkasaurus. I'm not saying it was that bad, but they didn't treat him like that completely. But I think that's kind of I would compare their runs together. I see Smark is having a hard time doing it from the tablet. Don't worry about it, Smark. I mean, if you, I'll leave Skype open if you want to come on in. That's fine if you can get it working. But I'm just gonna keep rolling here, man. I'm sorry, but the show stops for nobody. I'm kidding. But hey, I don't want to take a long break or anything. So, but again, I do think Miro's looking a little better. I think almost like he's just so excited to be working somewhere he likes. He's just not controlling himself, but no big deal. We have a world title eliminator tournament beginning next week. With it's going to be a 4-way tag team match. The finale will be at Full Gear, which will be on November 7th. And we get the first round matches starting next week. Those matches right there are going to be Pentagon versus Rey Fenix, Omega, Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela, Colt Cabana versus Hangman Adam Page, and Wardlow versus Jungle Boy. Interesting little thing they got there. Colt Cabana going right up against Page. That's going to be interesting. Obviously, I still say this is going to come down to Omega and Adam Page. I definitely think it's going to come down to them. I think this is a long road to get to those two. The scenic route, if you will. We're going to have to go with that, I guess, the scenic route to get to these two. Which is fine. It'll keep them away from each other for a while. And also keep them close because they're going to be in the same little tournament together. So it kind of keeps them, they'll be away from each other, yet they'll probably still have some awkward moments where they're, going to cross paths. So I can see that happening. I don't know. It's going to be a good tournament, though. Like I said, starts next week, and we'll finish at Full Gear, which is on November 7th. Man, without someone here, I can barely take a swig of my beer. Going to do it anyway. All right. Had a little thing with MJF and Jericho. Those two are fucking gold together. Absolute brilliant comedy gold together. I think they're going to be good doing the comedy stuff. I think they're going to be good when they finally actually do have the match and they finally do get together and are against each other. I think it's going to be, I just think those two together are perfect together. And, we had the jacket not fitting, bringing back the little thing from last week with the jacket that he forgot to get Sammy one. Then he gets him one that doesn't fit. I'll bet next week we get something a little different, which is probably fucking cool. But it was pretty. I really liked it. I liked MJF. I couldn't say he wanted to be in the inner circle. He was just kind of, I want to be inner child. Calm yourself down, MJF. Calm yourself down. You can do it. You can do it. I like that shit. I really did. I thought it was pretty cool. MJF is great. Like I said, to be that young and have the understanding of the heel character that he does is pretty fucking amazing. It really is. That guy definitely is going to go places. Jericho can put him on another level, which I think will happen. Jericho will definitely be putting over MJF in that last match. And I think that's fucking the right thing to do. 100% the right thing to do. So I'm looking forward to the whole storyline from now from when it's been going even, but I'm looking forward to the whole thing going on. And, like I said, I believe that blow off match will end up being MJF coming out in the long run. Next note I have, again, I'm not going match by match. I'm going to do notes and then I guess I'll hit some news and I don't know. You guys can post some news in the chat room. I'll hit that too. And we'll make a nice little short little show out of this, I guess. My next note was Tony Schiavone, in the spa with Britt Baker, and Rebel, coming in. I just thought listen, I've said before, I'm not a huge Britt Baker fan, but the things she's doing with Tony, I'm enjoying. These two have really good chemistry together. And they didn't in the beginning. I was complaining. It wasn't good. They were kind of off. They weren't really clicking. It seems like they are really clicking now. I like what these two are doing together. It's very, very entertaining. They come in, Reba comes in, and Britt looks up and he's like, Tony, are you naked? And they start screaming, and and then it looked like they were really waxing his chest. Really waxing his chest. That looks like it hurts. And one more thing before I go too far past the MJF Jericho thing. Next week, Jericho, MJF, for a steak dinner. Oh yeah. Steak dinner time, baby. So that's what they're going to do next week. They're going to have a steak dinner. But yeah, Antox is saying, Britt Baker has turned a corner. I agree, man. And again, I wasn't a huge fan when she first came in. She seemed like every time she walked in the ring, she walked out bleeding or hurt somebody. It was just kind of the way it was going. I mean, I made a few jokes about that many shows ago. But hey, she's really growing on me at this point. And like I said, her and Tony are good together. I even like the stuff she does with Rebel. I still can't believe that's the same Rebel that was in TNA. She's, like I said, she's gotten thick in the right places, most definitely. In the right places, I can definitely say that. But yeah, those two have great, Tony and Britt have great comedy chemistry going on between them. At this point, they just seem like Tony's like the friend-zoned guy who will just do whatever and just laugh at her stupid jokes. But it definitely looked like they were really waxing his chest. That hurts. That hurts. It does. I've done it. I have before. Then after this, Orange Cassidy comes out. They go to a picture-in-picture commercial. I walked away for a second. Then I come back. I'm watching this, highlight reel. So they went to picture-in-picture just to do a highlight reel. I'm not sure that's exactly what picture-in-picture is supposed to be. I think you're supposed to keep the action going, and that's what picture-in-picture is supposed to be. But hey, you do your thing. I just thought it was very, very awkward and very weird. And then Cody comes down. See, Antox agreed. He didn't get it either. And then Cody comes down. And how am I going to put this? Cody's entrance is, I don't know. My notes say annoying, but I'm going to try to think of a better word here. How about obnoxiously egotistical? I mean, he's at this point gone full Triple H, and you never go full Triple H. He's gone full Triple H. 150 full throttle Triple H. He is now Triple H. He can make fun of him all he wants. He can make, smash all the fucking thrones he wants to smash, but he's the guy he doesn't like. He's exactly who he makes fun of. It's there you go. Even Antox, egocentrical. That's another one. That's another one. It's just, listen, I know the guy's great. I know he's, one of the guys in the back, and I know he's part of the reason this company is even around. I believe Cody was the one wasn't it Cody who actually made the original bet with Meltzer, or was it the Young Bucks? I forget if it was Cody or the Young Bucks or all of them together. I know. I get it, but maybe you should be a little more humble. Let the other guys get the money that's being spent on your pyro for them. Let them get over. You know what I mean? Just a thought. I would figure he would be a little more humble in his, I don't know, just in his demeanor, the way he comes out. I don't know why. I don't know why he has to have this elaborate entrance with, the red bubbles in the background, and then the pyro, and then he comes out with Brandy, and then Arn Anderson's coming out with him after, but not until Cody gets to do his little pose. And Hey. I'm sorry. I know it's probably something I shouldn't even be bitching about, but to me, I just feel, again, he should be a little more fucking humble. There's plenty of ways. All right, so it was Cody who did the original bet with Meltzer on the 10,000 tickets. There we go. So it was Cody. So really, this company would not be around without Cody making that little bet, getting ROH to fund the first show, and then, going from there, getting Tony Khan to do what he did and fund this whole goddamn television show that's happening right now, which, hey, great. But again, that's another reason you should be humble. You should not be doing what you're doing. You should be letting everyone else get those big entrances. Let everyone else get those real moments. No, Cody has to take every moment, take everything. I'm fine. Whatever, Cody. You want to be like that? Like I said, you went full Triple H, brother. You never go full Triple H, Cody. Never, never, never. So there we go. All right. Matt Hardy coming out saying he's ready to go back. And it looks as if they're going to give Guevara and Matt Hardy another shot at a feud, since the other one obviously ended with a concussion. I hope they're a little smarter this time, realizing Sammy can do some really high moves, but it's better when he takes the bump rather than him making someone take a bump. I think it's a little better when he does it himself. So I don't know. I'll see what happens, but I'm definitely interested to see what they keep going, what they do with this feud now that we've got the knowledge of what happened in the beginning. I just hope they don't try to have Sammy doing a bunch of moves to his head, trying to recreate it and make it kind of a storyline. I think that'll be a little over the top. And let's face it, with what we all know about, CTE and concussions now, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's something you want to put on your company as kind of an onus on your company. I don't think they should do that. But I do definitely want to see where they're going to take this little feud with old Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara one more time. And I hope they get the match at the end that they want. I hope they're able to finish it and do well, because I definitely enjoyed that tag team. I enjoyed that match as it was going on. My next note is for tag teams. I enjoyed that match a lot. So, gonna have to see how it ends this time, since it didn't end very well last time. It did end, but in a very strange and controversial way, if you will. Last thing I've got on AEW, we had the 4-way tag team match for the number one contender spot. Tony Schiavone was out there picking numbers for it, or names for it, and it was pretty good. I thought, definitely a little good little idea. You got FTR out there. Butcher and the Blade were picked. The Young Bucks were picked, of course. Private Party and Silver and Riddle of the Dark Order. So those guys were out there. And that is going to be right there, your 4-way contender match for the number one contender spot. So there we go. And then we had the Lance Archer versus Jon Moxley match, which was a great match. But really, I'm not going to sit here and go through the whole match. I did like, at the end, we got Eddie Kingston out there with the Lucha Brothers. And Eddie Kingston is kind of, I'm so proud of you, brother. Oh, Moxley, we've known each other since, what did he say, 2009? I love Eddie Kingston's promos. I love that he doesn't try to hide that he's just a fucking straight up New Yorker. Doesn't go out there, doesn't try to be anything he's not. Goes out there, real deal, talking trash. And I thought it was great what he did tonight, just sitting there. You knew it was coming. Because he was being smug about everything he was saying. Oh, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And he was giving him the old hug, the old headlock hug. You knew it was coming. And we all knew he was going to do this. We all knew. But even knowing it was coming, I still thought he pulled it off really, really well. It was just an enjoyable little thing. And like I said, man, I don't know a lot about Eddie Kingston. I've admitted that before. But from what I'm seeing here and what I saw, what little of him I saw in NWA, I really like the guy. Really, really like the guy. I think he's an amazing talent. I can't believe I've been missing a lot of what he's had to give for the past few years. Past a lot of years. I know he's been around a long time, but what I'm seeing now, I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with it. But he did end up attacking Moxley at the end there. And I really like that he had him in that rear naked choke and was screaming, "I never tapped out. I never tapped out." I love the fact that he's continuing this storyline of how he's getting screwed over. He never tapped out. He was never eliminated from the Battle Royal. Or what was it? The Casino Battle Royal. Never eliminated. I just like that he's doing this I got screwed storyline and I'm coming to get mine. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. But the match with Lance Archer and Moxley, like I said, good match. I really like Lance Archer. I think he's great. Moxley, always liked him. Those two can definitely put on a good match. Not gonna sit here and blabber all night about the fucking match. But all right, so looks like Antox is saying Full Gear is looking more like. I don't think this is actually the card, but I think this is what he's kind of predicting. Sammy versus Hardy. I see that, definitely. Darby versus Cody or Orange Cassidy. I actually see Darby versus Cody happening for the TNT. Cody ain't losing that title for a while, man. Cody's not losing that title for a while. FTR, the winner of that match, that 4-team match next week. Is this how they're going to set up the FTR Young Bucks? Is this what they're going to do? Is this how they're going to set that up? Again, that's going to be kind of lazy in my opinion, guys. I really think so. But let's face it, when you see these teams here, all right, Silver and Riddle, the Dark Order, you could see them possibly winning if there's fuckery involved. Maybe. Butcher and the Blade, you really see them winning? You really see them winning? I really don't. And you got Private Party. I'd love to see them take it and go for the titles. I really would. Very talented. Both very young, though. Got plenty of time to do some more. Got plenty of time to, grow a little more. That leaves it to the Young Bucks. And let's face it, they don't fucking lay down. They're going to win. This is how they're going to bring the FTR and Young Bucks match together. And then, like we've been saying, like Anthony said 1,000 times before, what do they do with FTR after this match? What do you do? Where do you go? There's nowhere to go. Nowhere to fucking go. What you gonna put him up against Butcher and the Blade? Couple more fucking times? Who gives a shit? They beat them already. No one cares. Put him up against the Dark Order guys again? And so? Who cares? There's no one else. This is going to be it. This is going to be their pinnacle. From there, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've been agreeing with Anthony on that the whole time, and he's still telling the fucking truth when he talks about it. So, there's that right there. Also, he has Shida versus Nyla. I can see that happening. And Moxley versus Kingston, definitely see that match happening right there. And listen, if that's what Full Gear turns out to be, we're at this point less than a month away. So I don't know, man. I think it'll be a good show if that's kind of how it's wrapping up to kind of look like. But speaking of AEW and someone that you talk about on the older shows, Mance Warner. Rumor going around is that Bodyslam.net is reporting that AEW is 100% interested in Mance Warner. This is Shaheen's twin, but there are pictures of them together. Just so you know, they're not the same person, but they do look almost alike. Yeah, so they are interested in him. He is a MLW guy. I know he's done a few things with, I believe, GCW and a few other promotions in that northern area, but definitely wouldn't mind seeing him. It's saying that AEW is described as having 100% interest in Warner, but his MLW contract is said to be a, and I quote, sticky situation. Must be either new or just very locked in, is what I'm thinking. Not quite sure which, but one of the two. He's either got a newer contract and a lot of time left on it, which is a definite possibility, or he's just locked in and can't do anything for a certain amount of time, which is, again, being new and locked in. So I don't know, man, but I would definitely like to see that happen. I've seen a few things with him on a few of the shows I used to watch when I was watching the indie shows, but not a whole lot. But listen, anyone else they can bring in, I definitely don't mind that. I'm gonna bring up a couple of wrestling sites here and see if I can find any news that I missed or is happening right now. Otherwise, this is going to be a hell of a short show. Well, you know what? There's one more thing. Wrestling Observer yesterday put out a tweet. Joey Ryan has filed a $10 million breach of contract lawsuit against Impact. I do not know a lot about this. I do not. I was actually planning on saving this till Friday. So what I'll do is I'll mention it tonight, and that's what I'll do. I'll kind of save it till Friday, unless I can pick up something here on it real quick. But let me go to a few things here, little news updates and stuff, and see what I can find for today. See if I missed anything interesting. I probably didn't miss anything, but I guess we can figure out if I did. Let's see. Hannibal TV here conducted an interactive fan Q&A with Chris Masters, so be looking out for that on Hannibal TV. And he's got Masters talked about the plane rides from and to WWE's Tribute to the Troops show, and on one specific flight, Vince McMahon allegedly pressured CM Punk to drink alcohol and asked to see a grappling match between CM Punk and Carlito, along with Shelton Benjamin, that was also instigated by those on the plane. Pressured CM Punk to drink alcohol. That seems like something he would do. I had to break the man. Yeah, break him. Make him mine. That's awful. That's fucking awful to do to somebody who's lived his whole life straight edge, kind of did a whole character on it, and you're out there trying to get him drunk. But yeah, there's that. So, we'll talk about that another time, but because there's a lot to get into on it. He talked a lot about the Tribute to the Troop shows. Masters recalled JBL torturing and bullying him. Does that surprise anybody? I know a lot of people, it was just the way it was back then. Masters admitted to not getting along with Cena pretty much ever. There was a time Shawn Michaels actually stuck up for him. Okay, well, Chris Masters touched on a few things there, so there you go. That actually won't be too bad right there. I might actually have to check that out now that we just talked about it. Weaves says, I could just see, damn it, Phil, to put hair on your chest. And he's sitting there going, but I have tattoos on my chest, man. It's all, I don't care. So there's that. Going a little bit more things here. See if I can find anything else going on, but that's a lot of it. Let's see, the Hannibal thing I just mentioned. PW Torch received an email of an RSVP that was sent to NXT ticket customers following TakeOver 31. All right, so it looks like they're actually doing some tickets. Nope, it was to alert everyone that the Full Sail show on the 15th was canceled. So that's what they did there. And not much more going on that I can see here. Let me jump over here to this one and see if I can find any more. Otherwise, fuck it. I'll just wrap this son of a bitch up. Unless you guys got anything you want to talk about. If you do, go ahead and drop that in the chat right there. And we can go ahead and do that and talk about that. Yeah, Dynamite did end a little abrupt. I'm not sure if you guys caught that. I did. Looked like Eddie Kingston was still cutting his promo when it cut off. And it looks like we might have, I'm sure Fightful showed more than Because I know it's shown, or Fight.tv. I apologize for that. Give me a sec. I'm letting a couple of videos load up here on the computer. I think one of them is exactly what was said after the bell. Yes, or after the TV went off, and gives you all a little bit of volume here. This will allow me to take a little drink. And let's see, how long is this video real quick? Give me a second here, guys. It's minute 45. Oh, this is going to be hard to hear. It's going to be a little tough to hear, but it's a Twitter video, so we're going to have to deal with it. Maybe this one's better. Let's do something here. Let's play this one and see if it's any better. All right, let's just go ahead and go with this one. Let's do it.
You lived a beautiful life. You know what I had? I had pro wrestling.
This is what you want, huh? Big Mac John Moxley. Ladies and gentlemen, prove me all you want, but this son of a bitch sold out. He said to me, the day he signed that contract to go to the land of sports entertainers, you whole life. You shut up! You told me that the inmates were going to run the asylum, and then you left me behind. You left us behind. You met your beautiful wife. You know what I had? I had pro wrestling. The only thing I ever loved. Screw me. Over and over again, while you were making millions of dollars for an entertainer. I died for this sport. I love the sport. I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it. You see this? Look at it, Moxley, you son of a bitch. Open your goddamn eyes. You see this? Enjoy it. Because I'm going to make you quit. I'm going to make you quit pro wrestling. I'm going to make you quit for this championship. Because I never did. I keep going. You son of a bitch. You're going to pay for leaving me behind.
Great promo once again. Eddie Kingston, man, just such passion when he cuts these promos like this. So, wow, great stuff right there. And I like that. I'm gonna get you for leaving me behind. That was great shit right there. So yeah, and Antok's probably right. They'll probably play this at the top of the hour next week. So we'll probably see that right there. Pulling up another quick little article here. Trying to see who this article is from. This is actually a Wrestling Inc. article. I did mention Andrade and Mickie James were the two free agents that were left from the 2020 draft. Wrestling Inc. has learned that Andrade has not been drafted because he's undergoing a minor elective procedure. Expected to be a... What did Charlotte talk him into getting nipped, cut, or tucked? If he comes back with double D tits, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. But I don't... What the hell could Charlotte have talked him into doing? I don't know. But yeah, minor elective procedure, expect to be out of action for just a month, according to a source familiar with the situation. Expected to receive another push when he returns, which is fine. Mickie James actually is out with a broken nose. That's legit. Wrestling has not confirmed if that's the reason that she wasn't drafted, but I would assume that's probably why. And let's face it, she might not even be coming back for all we know. She didn't have exactly the greatest run, that last run right there. So we'll definitely see what happens there. But yeah, I'm looking through there. I don't see anything more. Once again, I don't see the chat has anything they want to talk about. So going to be a short-ass show tonight, and I am okay with that right there. I hope you guys are too. I'll give you guys just a second here, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Screw it. Well, I'll go to bed early tonight. Well, I'm going to have a couple more beers, then I'll go to bed. But yeah, That sounds like a plan. Let me go ahead and get the, man, I don't even have music loaded up or anything to get out of here. Man, these shows are really short when it's just me. Either I don't have a lot to say, or I just get through it really goddamn quickly. I'm not sure which one it is. But that's it. If I had more, I would talk to you all about it. Let me see. I had a couple things for Friday. Maybe I'll get into those. Let me see. Give me just a second here for the computer to load them on up. Might not have been any reason to keep it for Friday, to be honest. Maybe I'll just lighten up Friday's show, too. Only 2 things. One thing, actually, because we actually just talked about one, and we'll go ahead and load this up. But this was about Mia Yim. Was trying to file a trademark to secure her in-ring name. And WWE's trademark is actually going to be refused now. So, her real name is Stephanie Bell, better known as WWE star Mia Yim, has filed a trademark to secure her in-ring name. Bell currently works as Reckoning in the Retribution stable, filed the trademark for the name Mia Yim on 10/8 with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The trademark filing included several screenshots showing she has used the name as a professional wrestler dating back to 2009. This filing was not done with WWE. It looks like WWE has a pending trademark filing for the Mia Yim name, which the United States Patent and Trademark Office will cancel, even though the trademark was sent the letter in June, but it still hasn't been wrapped up. So this is why WWE is going to have to cancel their filing. They have until December 11th to prove or try to actually, reverse the decision. So this probably is not good for Mia Yim to do this. I'm not saying she's winning, but basically it says right here, registration is refused because the applied for mark consists of or compromises a name, portrait, or signature identifying a particular living individual whose written consent to register the mark is not of record. So, even though she's under contract with them, which she is, doesn't matter. She can file it. And she proved that she's been using this name since 2009. I'm definitely interested to see how this is going to work with her. But if you go to the website I'm on right now, they actually show the actual paperwork with her signature and everything. And she actually she sent this on September 30th. It just didn't get to that office until the date I gave, 10/8. Or didn't get filed until then. So, yikes. Not too happy to see that. Obviously, WWE loves trademarking people. They love trademarking it. If she gets that trademark and she keeps it, she would be able to use that on all those third-party websites that they keep talking about taking from people. She would be able to go to all of those websites and not have a problem with it at all. They cannot do anything because she would own the trademark. They would not own it. So that would not be good. Wonder how they're going to handle this. I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know. For a minute there, I thought she was trying to get the Reckoning name, but I'm sure WWE probably already snatched that one up. But that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up on that note. That's what I'm going to fucking do. Let me get everything pulled back up here. Let me get these plugs pulled back up. And I'm going to go ahead and knock this out. Let everybody get to bed. Decent time here. 11:40 for most people out there. And I'll go ahead and get this wrapped up here. Give me 1 second. Take your drunken ass home. That's right. All right, guys. Don't forget to check out the High Marks, Cheeseman, Mojo, and G-Wiz. Definitely want to check those guys out on the Metal Mitt Network right here on Mixler.com/Metal Mitt 2T's Network. Once again, Sunday, you can check out the High Marks and Cheeseman's got his own show, Sports with Cheeseman. Obviously going to be a good show, I'm sure, if you're a sports fan. But definitely want you guys to check out Bobby Anthem and Bobby Blades on the Inhuman Experience. Check them out on all the podcast platforms. Wherever you find your podcast platforms, you can find them. And, of course, check out the Unscripted Wrestling Podcast. You can check them out on all the usual podcast platforms. Anywhere you find podcasts, you're going to find them. But definitely check them out live, Blog Talk Radio, Sunday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, the Madman of Movie Reviews. Stephen Milan is on Letterboxd, BOXD.com/Stephen Milan. Double up those L's when you type that bad boy. And, of course, do not forget to subscribe, rate, give us a review. Please, give us a review. Follow us on Spreaker. You can like our Facebook page right there, facebook.com/DirtSheetDudes. And you guys know you can always come on in the chat room right here, mixler.com/DirtSheetDudes. Check us out on Stitcher, iHeart, Spotify, Google, TuneIn, Player FM, anywhere you find podcasts, you will find us. And that's it. Chat room, appreciate y'all coming in and hanging with me tonight. Smark, sorry you weren't able to jump back on, but hey, look, I got it done. I got it done quickly. And that is it, guys. We will see you guys Friday night. Once again, appreciate everybody coming on in here. I saw Sean S. in here. I know he's going through some shit right now. We all are, brother. We're all with you here. And that's it. See y'all Friday.
All we're going home. Time to take your drunken ass home. It's all right.